Welcome back to another episode of Influencer Boxing Talk. Today I got another predictions video for the upcoming Misfits event, the 16th. It's something I noticed sitting here looking at it. It's blue and pink. I think I would notice a little Easter egg. Maybe it stands for cotton candy subconsciously because people associate blue and bright pink with sweet cotton candy. So you never know in Sweet 16, but they want to get into it. Let's try to make this a quick video. Starting off with the guy, Mr. Cashman, one of the first pro fighters Misfits has got on their team. I don't know who his opponent is, so gotta skip that fight. I really don't know. On to the girls' fight. Got Leah Gotti versus Amber Fields. I familiarized myself with both of them. One of them is a star. Let's just say that. And the other one was the Fields girl. I believe she was a ring girl before she was turned fighter. So despite that, I seen the footage on both of them training. I want to go with Gotti. I want to say she's gonna win. I think usually with the girl fights, they're tired really quickly. So I want to say whoever has the best stamina, but from what I've seen, I want to go with Gotti. I think Gotti will take that fight. On to Samuel Erickson versus OJ Rose. If you're not familiar with Samuel, he's the guy who randomly walked out at a random Misfits event and was trash talking Anthony Taylor. But I guess it's his introduction to Misfits, his first fight. He got some prior ring experience. I think he fought on I forgot what it's called, but it's kind of like MMA, some karate cage thing going on, but he has more fights even beyond that. And I think this guy has the best possibility to beat a guy like OJ Rose. But there's a blueprint to beat OJ Rose. I don't think this guy has the style to be able to pull that off. I don't think anyone, you cannot I don't want to say outpoint because there can be some certain styles that can, but you can't offense OJ Rose. He's constant. He's a constant. There's nothing that's going to change. He's very disciplined to his game plan. So I don't see this guy winning. I don't see him getting knocked out either. He seems very tough. OJ Rose, I mean, if he has been training extremely smart and developing his style, he could get the knockout, but I see him as a very stagnating fighter. He has to do something here that can wow the people. And so I like this fight for OJ Rose. His last fight was going to be against someone named the Sandman, and I don't think that would have ended very well. In terms for the Sandman, he didn't look he didn't look ready for that fight on the terms of level of boxing, but yeah, I see OJ Rose taking a maybe late stoppage, like the last round. But other than that, I feel like he'll take the decision. On to Yachty Gang, Argentinian King. Argentinian Ting. I can't pronounce it. But yeah, the Argentinian guy, just call him Mr. King. Mr. King had lackluster performance on his last fight. And yet again, he has a lot of confidence going into this fight. He won his last fight and has been training constantly, as I'm sure Mr. King has been too. But I feel like both of those journeys in boxing, I feel like Yachty's has been more technical. And so I think that's what's going to show the difference in this fight. I think he's a lot more, I don't want to say slicker. He's more fluid, but that's perfect. He's more fluid in the ring than Mr. King here. So it's up to Mr. King to prove me wrong. He's definitely got people saying that he got like a 5% chance of winning. Everyone believes Yachty's gonna win. So Yachty's been on the social media talking like it's gonna be his first knockout. I don't know, man. I don't think he got the pop like that. I don't think he has it. I don't think that's his style anyway. Decision, decision. Cause Yeti's offense isn't crazy. Like he's not a come forward fighter like OJ Rose. Let's just say a decision. He gonna move on into terms of the tournament, and I guess he'll fight whoever is the winner of the next fight coming up, or if I think it's whoever fought on the last card. Yeah, but yeah, on to the next fight. Waleed Sharks versus Ace Musa. Finally, Waleed gets back in the ring after so long. We know he took a little detour and fought it at a some random boxing convention, not convention, amateur bout. Got his little confidence back up. Was going to initially do another fight soon, right after the prime card, right after he fought, but he pulled out, which was smart because it was too soon, and he took a lot of damage in that fight. So it's good to see him back. I think he's going to win this fight. It seems that every fight he's in where he's not emotionally invested into, he's always shown his skill, shown his IQ, his punch variation. And in that first fight with Dean, it was so weird because the second fight, he fought nothing like he fought in the first fight. And I think it's his chance to show the people that he can fight in that sort of mindset again. He definitely did in his fight against APAP. He was showing the variation and ring IQ. But I guess a guy like Ace Musa is going to be a lot more believable because this guy is definitely experienced. No one knows what his style actually looks like, but we know he has some experience in boxing, so it's going to be better than any of his previous fights, besides Dean himself. So yeah, man, I've been looking out for Waleed. I can't wait to see what he's going to bring in just about a week, 8 days away recording this. Ace Musa seems like he has that body type. Don't seem like he has a lot of power, so I don't think he has anything to offer to Waleed besides maybe timing. If he has a good timing jab or some crazy offense, or just a sleeper power, but I don't believe he has that. And man, a lot of these fighters has an uphill battle. I see they really have to, they really have to come on smoke, man. Like the guy who fought Ryan Taylor just then. What was his name? Can't remember his name, but it was a dark-skinned guy with dreads. He's from the UK. Like it came on smoke. First round knockout was a dark horse because a lot of people say, "Oh, this guy's a dark horse. We don't know what he'll bring." This will make me interested in this fight, which it does to me too. I want to see what Ace Musa pulls out on the night, but usually their first fight, no one's very dominant like the guy who fought Ryan Taylor on their very first fight. So I don't think we'll get an upset here. Maybe I'm wrong. Only the future will tell. On to the main event. Now, I've been very fond of FaZe Temper's boxing journey. My last video or a previous video, I really want him to prove the levels against Ginty, which he absolutely did. And I can't wait to be impressed about what he's going to do August 10th. And I just want to make sure Josh Bruckner improves as well. I really do want to see that. And the only reason I believe he pulled out of the tournament originally or declined the contract was because he wasn't ready yet. His new style he's developing isn't fully polished and ready to go to introduce into the world. So now, the guy he was originally going to fight, FaZe Temper, I guess he got injured or he just pulled out. Some Papa Lestillo, I have no clue. I never looked him up, but it makes the light heavyweight cruiserweight tournament even more interesting having Josh Bruckner. And I think he's got a point to prove too. A lot of people think this is a 50-50 fight. I don't believe it. More like 70-30 with FaZe Temper as a favorite. And these guys from the beginning, like after the KSI Logan fight, when the Austin McBroom era, the whole era was going on, like the big dogs weren't really fighting like that. It was just a lot of the lower weight classes, 165, 175. So when times came to come, this cruiserweight tournament is really good because Now we're finally going to see the closest we'll ever get to that time where people wanted JMX, Temper, Josh Bruckner. They were all thrown in the same bunch. Now we finally get to see that, and it's kind of satisfying. It's definitely satisfying. Not even kind of. It's so satisfying. We're finally going to get good fights between the big notable boys. We've never seen this before. Now JMX also declined the contract. He been calling out Temper. I have no clue why he doesn't want to fight. He's been calling out Temper constantly. Temper basically posted on his Twitter like, "Man, you've been calling me out. Now it's time to actually fight. And you don't want to fight. He's not in a tournament. He's not to be seen on boxing." And yeah, so this is a close thing we're gonna get. So I'm very excited for this main event. It has a lot of history for the true fans who's been here for since the early days. So yeah, I think Josh Brucker will show some improvement. I'm looking forward to that. I think the way he went out against Salt Poppy was embarrassing. I know he wants to redeem himself. And it's been a long time since he's been in the ring, but he does have experience. He's been fighting in MMA for multiple years. So I don't think he's going to be that out of whack. I think by the first or second round, he's going to be well adjusted to being back in the ring. Don't think it'll be a quick night, but I do think he gets stopped in the later rounds. I don't know how many rounds exactly it's going to be, but I think the last cruiserweight fights on this was like 5 rounds. I want to say so. Yeah, I think he gets stopped like maybe third round actually. No. I think it'll be a good fight until like the fourth or fifth round. I think I see him getting a stoppage, maybe a corner stoppage, or you know he gets dropped or something. Because he has shown to not have the ability to get up when being knocked down. Every time Face Tipper has been knocked down, he's always tried to get up. Even the KSI knockout, he always tries to get up. He's a fighter at heart. He's the original guy who was calling out Jake Paul when Jake Paul was starting to make some noise with Ben Askren, and the fight before that, like when Jake Paul was ready to fight and stirring up the boxing community. He was the original guy, like one of those people was calling him out. And he didn't even have experience like that at that time, but his fighter in him wanted to prove to the world that he can pull something off crazy like that. And I think he still has that. And that's what makes him even more admirable, you know. And I think Face Tipper coming into this fight is going to be a lot more technical. Malik Scott, turns to Josh Brucker, same thing. He has an amazing coach. I believe he's going to be a lot more tactical too and technical. But I think his style is not ready yet. I fast forward maybe 3-4 months, who was to say, I would then believe it's a 50-50 fight. But right now, I think it's 70-30. And it's a reason Josh Brucker first declined the contract, because he knew, like he wasn't ready for that. And he got one of the toughest guys in the tournament on the first run. I feel bad for him. He should have got, maybe DTG. Maybe that would have been his best chance, the easiest opponent to this tournament. But yeah, we'll see what happens August 10th. It's only 8 days away. And I'm going to end the video right there.